Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Roche Reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing Passengers. It was directed by Morten Tyldum and released December 21st, 2016. It's pretty much a sci-fi love story that's about a starship called the Avalon that's carrying 5,000 colonists to a new planet, and it's on a 120-year voyage, okay? So they're on a 120-year voyage, and 30 years into it, they go through an asteroid belt, and it damages part of the plane, which malfunctions one of the pods to open. And that's where Chris Pratt, the character's name is Jim Preston, opens up out of his pod, and he has to figure out what to do. You know, at first he's like just trying to explore and trying to figure it out and how to go back to sleep, realizes he's the only one. These are definitely some spoilers, by the way, full spoilers. Eventually, you know, does his little last man on earth type of thing, grows his hair out and all that shit, and just like fucks off and plays a bunch of video games or whatnot. But then he gets tempted to first kill himself.
I'm gonna kill myself!
And he doesn't. Then he gets tempted to open one of the pods just like anybody else would. You know what I mean? You're starving for this human connection, and there's nobody there to talk to, and they're actually all sleeping, and all you have to do is open one of them to have that human connection. So it's kind of a cool little concept for a movie. But eventually he opens up Jennifer Lawrence's character. I think her name is Aora. He opens up her pod, and she comes about. And he doesn't tell her that he opened it. He just pretends like it's just like a malfunction like his. So a little bit dishonest there. But they eventually fall in love, and she finds out from the bartender that he opened it up. So she ends up getting pissed off at him for opening her up. And that's pretty much where the story goes, and they have to figure out how to fix the ship and all this other stuff. So first up, I'm going to tell you my dislikes like I do with all my videos. I get into the dislikes first, then I do the likes after to kind of just end it on a good note. So first off, dislikes. Jennifer L's character, Aora, you're hysterical. You're in a 120-year space trip, and some shit goes wrong. Guess what? You're going to have to just chill for a second. Like, yes, you're going to be pissed for a minute, but then you're going to be like, I mean, if I woke up, I'd be pissed at first, but and try to fix the situation. But once I realized I couldn't fix it, I'd just be like, well, fuck this. There's nothing I can do about it. We just got to chill out and figure shit out. The next thing I disliked about it was when she finds out that Chris Pratt was the one who opened her up, she gets all pissed off at him after being in love with him for God knows how long, maybe like a year or so. She gets super pissed off at him and doesn't want to talk. She's like just disgusted by the guy. And it's just like, what do you expect? You know, this dude was out here alone for a year, and then finally needed to have some type of human connection again. So, you know, obviously she has the right to be pissed, but it's just like, come on, really? Next, Lawrence Fishburne actually comes into the film, but then he dies 10 minutes later. Full dislike. Come on, man. You gonna bring Lawrence in here and just kill him off 10 minutes later? Okay, then. Moving on. Next one. The ship is about to explode, and there are things going wrong with it, malfunctioning, and they are racing to different parts of the ship to fix them. And on their way to, in a very important part, they see the bartender Arthur, played by Martin Sheen, like malfunctioning because he's an android, you know, and slamming his head on the bar and all shit. And they're like, oh shit, let's go help the bartender. It's like, wait a minute, don't we have to take care of some actual important shit before this ship actually explodes? But no, they go and they help the bartender so he stops malfunctioning. It's just like, man, our priorities are messed up here. Like, God forbid we serve ourselves in the future. The next thing I disliked about it was the fact that she didn't go into the pod at the end. Chris Pratt finds a pod left over from Gus that he was able to figure out a way to put people back into sleep. So they're looking at it, and he tells her there's one pod ready to go, you know, put somebody back in, go to sleep, and you're gonna do it. And she's just like, well, you'll be alone. And eventually, she doesn't go in. And she's like, wait a minute. You were bitching and complaining about this thing the whole time, and now you don't want to go back in. It's just like, ugh, once again. If Chris Pratt was the writer and she was the engineer, that little role reversal would have made it different and I think a little bit more interesting, because he would have had to write about his process on that ship and what he was going through, the temptations of fighting or you know, he was fighting to wake somebody else up. I don't know. And then her being the mechanic and being, you know, knowledgeable on how to fix the ship. I think that would have just been cooler. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. The last thing I disliked about it was Andy Garcia slipped his way right into this movie. I don't know how he did it. The very end, when they finally get to the destination, the doors open Andy Garcia and 3 extras right behind him just look around, for 2 seconds, and the movie ends. It's just like, wait a minute. So those are my dislikes. These are the things that I actually did like about the film. The premise of being, stranded in space and not having any type of human connection, but having the human connection be right there in front of you, 5,000 of them. That's pretty cool. Like that temptation to wake somebody else up and to be with somebody else and talk and shit. That's kind of cool, because he was debating that for a second. You know what I mean? He was about to kill himself and decided not to, and was like, fuck it, I'll wake somebody else up. When they finally fell in love and they were chilling out, they were actually, looking at all different types of stars up close and whatnot. That would be cool to do in real life, and I dig that, and that's something that kind of helped the movie for me to kind of get into. Next, the gravity pool scene. The gravity pool scene was dope because Jennifer L usually goes swimming, and the ship lost gravity in the pool because of the malfunctions, and she was damn near drowning because there was no gravity, and she was like stuck in this water bubble, and it was pretty cool to visually see. But also, she swallows water, and you see her eyes close, and she looks like she drowns. But then the gravity comes back in, and the water goes back in the pool, and she swims to the top. It's like, wait a minute, how did you survive that? How did you get resuscitated to then swim back up? Like, you were unconscious. But anyway, next is Lawrence Fishburne. He brought like a sense of realness into the film, even though he was only there for a short period. When he found out that he was dying, he told the little mechanical doctor, lay it on me, doc, and he tells him what's wrong with him. He only has hours to live, and prescribes him some pain meds, and he doesn't even take the pain meds. He just like walks away, just like, what the fuck? And you could tell he's just like dying. And then Jennifer asks him if he's alright, or asks him something. He turns around and he's just like, I need a minute. It's just like, oh shit, this shit just got real, right? But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did Jennifer Lawrence ruin this one again? They keep trying to make her look pretty. Put the blonde hair on her and put those jogging pants on her. She was jogging around the ship in this movie, just like kind of looking at the ass like, does she have ass? Does she not? It turns out she doesn't, so, there's that. But let me know what you guys think. I got Logan and Get Out coming up next, so be sure to subscribe so you get the notification when I upload it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next vid. Peace.
Now repeat back what I just said.
I am Groot.